There is a really unfortunate study that's come out from Pew Research. Christianity is losing share of the global population. This actually relates to the previous story. So good news, Christianity is growing. It is still growing. However, it's losing share of world religions among the global population. What are we losing share to? Muslims. So I'll just read from it. Even as the overall number of Christians counted as one group across denominations, so that's with the splits, after the Protestant schism, after the Eastern Orthodox schism, the total number of Christians continues to climb to 2.3 billion. Our share of the world's population decreased by 1.8 percentage points to 28.8, a fall off largely driven by disaffiliation. The Muslim population, on the other hand, increased by 1.8 percentage points to 25.6, according to this Pew report. And that is examining more than 2,700 census surveys and other surveys. So according to Pew Research's Conrad Hackett, it's just striking that there was such a dramatic change in a 10-year period. Because you might look at those numbers and say, well, is that really that shocking? Or are these just regular trends? No. Pew says, no, this is shocking, actually. During this time, the Muslim and Christian populations grew closer in size. Muslims grew faster than any other major religion. The reason that this is happening, why are the Muslims gaining ground and the Christians losing ground? The reason this is happening is because the Muslims believe their religion and we don't believe our religion. Go to helixsleep.com/Knowles. I love the mountains. I love the rolling hills. I love my Helix mattress. I love the daffodils, okay? Because my Helix mattress is my favorite kind of mattress, period. And not just for me, for my kids. I now, because I'm a good father, I have gotten Helix mattresses for both of my toddlers. The little baby's got to wait a little bit longer. And you don't need to get the same mattress. In fact, Helix makes a mattress built just for you. Helix will allow you to match to your perfect sleep style, whether you're a side sleeper, whether you're a back sleeper, whether you sleep hot. However you sleep, you take their sleep quiz, you find your ideal match, and when you find the right match, you're never going to want to go back. Right now is the perfect time to upgrade your sleep because Helix is offering a fantastic summer sale. Head on over to helixsleep.com/Knowles, get 20% off site-wide. helixsleep.com/Knowles, 20% off site-wide. Make sure you enter our show name. It's the Michael Knowles Show, lest you forget, at checkout so they know that we sent you. helixsleep.com/Knowles. Christianity actually is growing in places like Africa. Christianity, even while it's really suppressed in Asia, still remains strong. Europe is where it's cracking. America, to a lesser degree, is where it's cracking. Because we don't believe our religion. Hilaire Belloc wrote about this. Hilaire Belloc has a great book. I think it's in his book on the Crusades, where he says, look, had the Crusades, which, by the way, were a defensive war and were a completely justified war undertaken by the Christians against the aggressive Muslims. And at some point, we should do a series on the Crusades because it's deeply misunderstood. But we came close to winning in the Crusades, the Christian forces. In a way, had the Crusades really been successful, we could have reunited the East and the West after the Great Schism. Regardless, Hilaire Belloc says, had we taken Damascus and held Damascus, Islam would have been broken. Islam would not have survived. But we didn't. We failed. And so our religion is the one that has cracked up into a zillion different schisms and broken the political unity of Europe and all the rest. Islam, and Hilaire Belloc's writing, what was this, 1930 or something? He's writing from a period when Islam was relatively dormant. He said, Islam remains fundamentally intact, and it's going to come back. And it's going to come back in a strong way. That's what we're seeing happen. Because we don't believe our religion, really, and they do. And these are religions that are not compatible. It's kind of funny. There are people who they'll say, hey, I have this idea. We need a new political coalition. We're going to have a brand new political coalition, and we're going to be allies with the Muslims now. And we're even some people say, we'll be allies with the Muslims. We'll be tougher on the Jews because they're fighting, in Israel-Palestine. You say, oh, what an interesting idea. We're going to all of a sudden have a great alliance with the Muslims. Look, I want to win some Muslim votes in places like Michigan and elsewhere. But, we have been fighting as a civilization. We've been fighting against Islam for about 1,400 years. Within a century or so of the founding of Islam, the Muslim forces were 150 miles outside of Paris at the Battle of Poitiers. Okay, and then they tried to come in again at the Battle of Lepanto. Then they tried to come in again at the Battle of Vienna. Now they're coming in again and they're being welcomed by the European Union. This is a longer civilizational conflict than just your lifetime. Okay, and if we don't get serious about our faith, we're going to lose that civilizational conflict. And frankly, there won't need to be a shot fired. If we lose Hilaire Belloc made another great point, very controversial point. I forget if it was in that book or in a different book. He wrote so many. He said, the faith is Europe and Europe is the faith. Provocative statement, but understood in a modest way. Just saying the only thing that gives coherence to Europe is the faith. You lose the faith, you lose Europe. Look around that continent. Look around our own country as an extension of Europe. Hard not to see the coincidence. Hey, I'll keep it quick. I'll be pithy about it, okay? I'm glad you liked the clip. Subscribe, ring the bell, follow, ding dong, whatever you got to do. See you next time.